everybody, aka Protoman. A dude from Sweden, the land of meatballs. He's been playing video games for 20 years, but he's still not very good at them. Hey! Watch as he embarks on his quest. Will he succeed, or just plain suck?
This is Gimmick, the game by Sunsoft, designed and a bunch of other roles by Tomomi Sakai, the man I met in Nagoya in 2018. This is the real cartridge, playing on a real Famicom. It is all real, I tell you. It's based on an island floating in the sky, kind of like in Final Fantasy III. And the game starts. Play as Yumetaro. His only attack is the star. You have to hold the down B first, and then let it go to shoot it. If you mistime it, nothing will happen like this. That can get a little annoying actually. Controls are very fluid. Very smooth. Now up here is a bonus item which I'll get, so I just have to... Oh, hello. What the hell are you doing here? Oh, yeah. Anyway, bounce it off the wall and jump up there is the plan. You can't do it on my first try, however. And then getting over here, which should be really easy, but it's not so easy. And here's the prize. Potted plant. Now, basically I got that because you get several extra lives. You get a few tens of thousands of points there. And that's very useful. I'm not doing it for the reason they're actually in the game. Which they are because... Let me figure it out here. So, Tomomi Sakai did not like... it was not his idea. This game is really hard. But it's a game with skill at the forefront. It really is. And he did not want to have continuous in this game. Sunsoft made him put in continuous. Go away, please, so I can shoot it. That's why, to weigh up for the fact that you have continuous, he designed it so that you have to get to the... There's an ending and a true ending. And there's a stage that you will miss if you don't get to, do the things that will lead to the true ending. That is every stage you have to find a special item like the one I just found. However, that's not all. You also have to get there without continuing once. Get to the last stage, I mean. And that is basically impossible to me. Me personally, I mean. It's not impossible because people have done it. It's a real super duper test of gaming prowess. And it really is. This game is not really one of tricks, kind of like in Mega Man where you load up on a bunch of E-tanks. Here it's pure skill, which I really respect about this game, even though I'm not personally skilled enough to get that far in this. Sakai also responds, he was a master programmer. Maybe not to Satoru Iwata's level, not entirely sure. He didn't really get the chance to work as much, unfortunately. But like this is really this game is full of cute stuff like this. And devious traps, as he would call gimmicks. A gimmick, I think that's pretty much Japan's. It uses the English word. If this game had a purely Japanese title, it would probably be shikake, which means like mechanism, function, and also I would say gimmick. And it's not the word, the usage of the word that we know today, which is like a feature that's there to draw attention to the game or whatever, and it's you know, a gimmick, like people call everything Nintendo does with hardware nowadays. When they say, oh, the Wii motion control, that's just a gimmick. Oh, the 3DS 3D, that's just a gimmick, etc. This is different. Anyway, I'm not very good at this game. I've not mastered it. I know to bounce that thing there. I can get to the third stage, that's what I'm gonna do now. But other than that, this music, awesome, the best in the game. And yes, speaking of the music, Sakai had said to me that he didn't write the music because he didn't do the music, that was another guy. But he gave, as a director, he gave direction on what kind of music he wanted. And the music guy would, I don't remember his name off the top of my head right now. Kageyama maybe, something. He would give him direction, he would like pitch like, this is the music, and he would like, oh, change this, or, you know, a bit like that kind of thing. And of course Gimmick, besides being just really rare, besides not coming out, it's known for not coming out in America, being really rare, coming out in Sweden, or in Scandinavian territories anyway, which the Swedish Nintendo equivalent Bergsala had rights for the whole Scandinavia. It's also known for the extra music chip. And that results in amazing music quality. And by quality I mean more technical quality than melody quality, personally. That's my own personal subjective opinion. Don't believe me, you know, decide yourself and everything. But for me, the game has... Okay, I'm not dead. The game has superior quality because of the extra channels and everything. But when it comes to melodies, it's far down my list of best games with best music. Because the first theme, the first stage and the second stage are both great, but that's it for me. Like games like Mega Man, Castlevania, Mario, Contra, countless ones have better music overall than this, but when it comes to music quality, this is really second to none. Now I need to beat this guy here. It's funny how he hurts me obviously, but then I can also stand on top of him. And I used a special attack there, which I didn't. It wasn't on purpose. Now I'm gonna try to get the second item, which is tricky. You have to ride the cannonball. If you ride it from here, you won't get it. If you ride it from here, you will get it. Oops. Yeah, timing wrong. Oh yeah, this is also really cool. This, if you walk to the right here, we just have the birds in the sky. birds in the background. It's just really pleasant. And there's no timer in the game, so you can just hang out here and relax. Graphics in Gimmick are great. Of course, these blocks are very reminiscent of Mario 3, wouldn't you say? But yeah, and the coloring, it all looks really good. The main character, Yumetaro, not Gimmick, by the way. Mr. Gimmick was the title in Scandinavia. It was not chosen by Sakai. He did not like the title Mr. Gimmick just because it would confuse people, because that Mr. Gimmick, and then people will think that you're playing as a guy called Mr. Gimmick when you're not. You're playing as Yumetaro. He kind of looks like a green Kirby with a spike on his head. Although Kirby did come out first. Although Kirby did come out first, it has been reported that Sakurai, who made Kirby, was inspired by this game, and Kirby's Adventure came out after. So it's definitely possible, being that this game is known for its slopes and how you slide on them as if there's some kind of physics engine, which of course the NES couldn't really do physics engines, but Sakai, being the programming genius that he is, still managed to make something resembling that. As you might be aware of, Kirby's Adventure also has slopes, and those don't work the same way. They're definitely not as smooth. I mean, there's no game that has slopes and momentum like Gimmick does. There just isn't any. Sure, Mario 3 did it first, but this is definitely something else. Now, I'm not an expert, but I don't know any programming. But apparently he programmed something having to do with the background layer instead of the sprite layer, which was not something usually done at the time. Of course, as you already noticed, besides being an attack, the star can also be used as a platform. You can stand on it and ride on it. Of course, I can't get on at the time, but this enemy here, right here, he doesn't do anything. I'll just ignore him. Live and let live, you know? Oh yeah, I already killed him. I forgot about that. Also, you may notice there I got you have items. Cycle through them with down, although I only have these. Yeah, that was a little slow there. You have to hold up and press B then you summon a bomb instead of. There's also a boss fight coming up. Might as well not save those bombs for. Damn it. Anyway. Because the boss is here. I made it to the boss anyway, but I wanted to get that potion there to get full health, because you don't get full health automatically. Damn it. And this guy... Fighting this guy is like fighting someone with an AI also. The programming is really masterful. I don't really know how to hit him. And eventually he will charge, so... Also, apparently, if you get to the boss... he told me that, but it was already known to the other guy who's interviewed him. Stefan Ganser, a Swedish guy. I didn't know about that at the time, but he interviewed him over email, however. I met him in person, which is a little different, but... Yeah, he told me that if you get to this boss quickly enough, he will be sleeping when you get to him, which lets you beat him easily. I can't do that fast enough, so I'll have to just do it the regular way. For some reason I can't seem to hit him now. Yeah, get away, get away, get away, get away! Fuck, I thought he might jump one more time, but nope. Damn it. It's also annoying that you have to wait for the star to go completely off the screen until you can attack again. Yeah, that's the thing, by the way. I met this guy and I'm really happy that I did. But I don't, you know, idolize this game just because of that, and just because it's rare and everything. I mean, I can tell that it's a great game, but me personally, I don't, you know, there's plenty of other games I enjoy more than this. And there I did it, okay. And then, by the way, if now I don't want to do it because I only have one hit, but if I walk into the sword at all, you get hit. It's not like Kirby, you can just get it or whatever. You still get hurt. So now, third stage, and now the good music is over, because this song is just decent. It's also that thing with the, that's a potion, by the way. It heals 1 bit of energy, but I can't use it now, because it doesn't count. I have 2 empty spaces, right, but that's more like an upgrade space than just health. It looks kind of like, to me, like you're starting the game with less health than usual. It's kind of like having a Mega Man game where you start with the energy bar being half full, but that's not really the case. It's more like an upgrade. So you have to get the upgrade first before you can use the potion in that way. Oopsie. Like now I can use it. Alright, so now we have some fun with logs on waterfalls. You know, that's my favorite thing. Yeah, just these graphics. I mean, just look at that blue sky. It just looks really good. Now we're getting to the hard stuff. That's kind of a typical hazard in games, really, but you have to be close enough to it to have it fall down. And the spikes, unfortunately, they don't work as Mega Man 2 and onward. If you get hit and you're blinking, you can walk on them for a while. Instead, you just die whenever you touch them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts there. And if you don't time that jump perfectly, you're dead. And now I got game over, so now I cannot get to the... I can continue, thanks Sunsoft, but I can't get... Now I can't beat the game. I can't get to the true ending anymore. Personally, I don't, you know, I wouldn't care. My first priority would just be to, you know, beat the game anyway. Any means necessary. That part I realized it's only the middle stone that you have to dodge. The other 2 will always miss. Oh yeah, and there I have to learn that you cannot jump when you want to jump. That's one of those parts you just have to play by the game's rules, not your own. Those guys look very similar to another game made by Sunsoft called Trip World, which I don't think Sakai worked on, but it sure took a lot of inspiration from this game. If you just jump, you will get hit by the log. You have to wait, and then jump, wait. Even though they're coming there, I get stressed, but you have to wait. But the momentum stuff, that's really the highlight of the programming. That's why it's like sad to me, the fact that he left he left the industry so quickly. He started in 87 or 88, around there. He worked on a few American-only games like Freedom Force and Fester's Quest. He worked on Super Spy Hunter, or Battle Formula as it's called in Japan. Programmed that one, and apparently so well he could like recite the program in his sleep or something similar, he said to me. And then this was his big, directorial debut, and then he quit Sunsoft before the game was actually released, which led to his name being taken out of the intro. It is in the credits, but it's not in the intro. That's a little sad. And then so he left the game industry to work on his own. He did a couple games by himself, but they were released on like Sharp X68000 PC. He didn't do anything he didn't start to work as a freelancer. So it's a shame that we're not living in a world where this guy who clearly knew his stuff didn't evolve and keep working with video games, but that's from our selfish gamer perspective. He lives happily in Nagoya. He runs a astronomy shop. He has worked with telescopes and that kind of materials. Doing really well there. Of course, Sunsoft was placed in Nagoya, so that worked out really well for him at the time. He wanted to stay in Aichi Prefecture, which is where his family's from. Now he lives there with his kids. Apparently his family has lived in that house for 200 years, so that's cool. And this part is really fucking hard, because the slopes, right? And once I get on that slope, I roll just into the middle, and I'm not sure how to do that without taking any damage. Here I just walk off, jump, and then over and stop a little bit. Still doesn't work every time, even if you know what you're supposed to do. It's hard to do it consistently. That's why I could definitely say I do not agree with him. I could definitely say I do not agree with him with that there shouldn't be continues. I understand his it's noble, I guess, saying like get good. That's basically what he said to me, he felt that's what a game should be. But I disagree. I think games should have continues. Preferably actually infinite continues if they're this hard. Like, I cannot imagine... Well, I can actually, because Ninja Gaiden 3 exists, but picture Ninja Gaiden without continues, and without infinite continues. I mean, the game is so hard, you die so often and easily. The fact that, it's one thing saying, oh, practice and get good, yes, okay. The problem is, you have to get to the place to... Imagine Ninja Gaiden and then dying, there's no continue. You have to start over from the beginning. Yeah, before very long you're an expert at the first stage. But how do you get to be an expert on like the 4th or 5th stage? Also because this game was seen as very difficult, rightly so I would say, the Swedish version... that platform has to be around. The Swedish version had more lives. This is the Japanese version, you have less lives. But it's not, doesn't make too much difference. It's still insanely hard. Like now I'm having real trouble with this part. Run across, jump over, force my way through this guy, I guess. I'm not sure how to get past him without getting hit. Now, first, easy. Second, really hard to next to impossible without getting hit, because it won't fall if I'm just here. It only falls when I'm on the other side, but then to get the momentum to get over, I will automatically end up here. So I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do it. And there it really should have dropped. Get over. we go. I have done this before, by the way. It's just yeah, there we go. But this isn't any easier. I can get this guy by just standing here. The second one, however, will not go down as easily. Ah, okay. Okay, good, good. Yeah, and I'm back to the square one. And if Sakai would have had his way, I would have now be at the first stage again. So thanks Sunsoft for forcing him to put continues in the game. The game's subtitle, even though it has classic English sentence structure, realistic another world gimmick. It's actually pretty accurate because the game is, I mean, it's not realistic, of course, but the quote-unquote physics engine is realistic, even though it's a little slippery, but still. And the whole another world part, that one is, I mean, it's another world because you go into like sort of semi-dream world thing. But it's also another world because he wanted to create another world where the enemies kind of look like they have behaviors instead of a kind of life in a way, instead of just being, you know, like the red turtle in Mario just goes left and right, or the green one just goes in one direction. That's kind of like why he did stuff like the like this guy. When you go on, it looks like he's waving me goodbye there. I mean, that's cool. That's a little personality. I just can't do that without getting hit. And why didn't I use the potion? Well, I forgot about it. That's why. God damn it! The thing about the enemy that is asleep if you get there, I mean, that's really awesome stuff. All those dolls in the intro, they all enemies in the game, which is also cool. Okay, there I did it, but then how did I do it? I'm not entirely sure. Here we go. Much better actually, but then it doesn't necessarily mean much. Damn it! And I'm back to the beginning. Fuck! Just like last time I got there on my last live. It's a little bit impressive how, like, if you fall down here, you just drop to the, you always drop to the bottom of the other screen. You don't die until it's the bottom, so to speak. And the screen, when it has to change, it really changes in just an instant like that. That's also kind of impressive. Damn it! Because if you get hit there, you always get dropped into the spikes. Always! And then I get a little angry and it shouldn't be hard, but it's possibly hard. Come on. Thank you. Very good. This really shouldn't be as hard even, so good. Now the problem is here, I'm way more likely to drop into the water than lose health. Thank you for killing yourself. Much obliged. Oh, there we go. Bye. Blah. Okay. Record. Alright. Can I jump on those? I don't think so. You never know, but a lot of enemies you can just kind of stand on. Alright, definitely a distance record for me. Oh, it's the boss even. But here you're on the slope all the time. It's really hard. And my potion has gone away. I don't remember using it. I have to. This seems like a possibility though. It shouldn't be possible. Yeah, I did actually. Hell yeah! 4th stage, first time. Ooh, I don't like the look of that arrow. There's gonna be even more water this time. Alright, waiting for those coconuts to drop, but they don't. Oh, yeah! Come on, be nice. Okay. So I know you're supposed to attack him. To have him help you instead. I also keep forgetting that you can't duck in this game. Ooh. Alright, so I can just stand on those, that's good. Thanks for the ride. This also, I mean, look at these slopes! They're beautiful! they're not just pyramids either. King black thing. Okay, I can't kill those, I guess. Very good. You can't get me. Oh, that's nice. Right, so how the fuck do I do this? Oh, okay. So his little point thing there goes away when I stand here. It just perfectly goes away. Okay, so yeah, he shoots me every time. How the hell am I supposed to do that? So the good thing I had some spare energy then. What? That's better. That's what I wanted to do. Alright, that's also kind of impossible not to get hit there. I mean, how much space did I have really? There's gonna be more of those, huh? Oh god. No! I don't want to get carried into the fucking arrows. No! That's good. How the hell did I do this? I don't know actually. Okay, good. Oh yeah, I don't want to go down there again. Oh, classic misinterpretation of the timing. Oh, this is the continue point? Oh, that's great. Oh, god damn it. Oh, they don't come back, that's good. I was ready to scream bloody murder there. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. I have to jump higher to make it bounce higher. But then I get more danger of being hit. Do I have to jump to get over this now? Because, or can I walk through this thing? Probably not, right? Or I think I just did there. Oh god. Yeah, exactly. Indiana Jones traps on top of everything else. But yeah, now let's... I guess I'll try this. No. Like this. Oh, did that still hit him? No. So I would just wasted it. Very good. Yeah, this game is too hard for me. How the hell do I get you? Okay. Then I just do. Okay. Still waiting for this guy to die. The pink one is better, but I still die because I have no room to move there. I didn't think that ostrich thing would actually hurt me. The score resets every time I die, I guess. Not that I care about score. I don't know if it is that Japanese people really like the Loch Ness Monster, or if that's a coincidence that they have a lot of stuff looking like the Loch Ness Monster. That's what happens with this game, though. I've noticed it. Like, you start out there's stuff, hard stuff, you learn it, then you move on to more hard stuff. Then you learn that, and move on to more hard stuff. Ooh, amazing. Yeah, more impossible enemies. So I can't defeat them. I can only really run past them. Well, I got there. Mini-boss! Whoa! When he kills me in one hit. I did hit him once, but... Oh, lovely. Still, it's good game design, because you have this fire first, you get the opportunity to try. I need that. Fuck. Anyway, can I skip this guy? Seems like I could, but no, I can't. Well, this is where it ends for me, because I'm not going to be able to beat this guy. Pretty sure. Anyway, that'll be it for this time. Yeah, that's Gimmick. Great game by a great programmer, designer, guy in general. It's a loss to the gaming industry that he quit so early, but I hope he has, and I believe he has a great life, so happy for him in that way. Thank you so much, Mr. Sakai, for this game, for the autograph on the cartridge, the drawing, and yeah, it's a game that will continue to be celebrated for many years to come. Over and out.